I don't hate men. I hate men who reinforce patriarchy. But that's most men. So now where does that leave us? Hmm? Hmm?
Mm? Mm? Where do we put women like that hates men, that don't hate men but hate men that reinforce patriarchy? Where do we put women like that? And you know that most men are in this position. So where do you think we should put them? Hey beautiful people, how you all doing today? My name is Maria David and I'm back again with another interesting video. Let me roll the clip for you all to watch to the end and I'll come back and talk about it.
I don't hate men. I hate men who reinforce patriarchy. But that's most men. So now where does that leave us? Hmm? Hmm? Because I think the mistake a lot of women be making is like feeling like they have to like constantly disclaim that they don't hate men. I think it's very okay for oppressed people to have resentment towards their oppressor. Let me just make that one clear. Any group of people who are oppressed by another group of people, within that group of oppressed people, there will be some who may have sympathy towards their oppressors. There'll be some in that oppressed group who will have resentment towards their oppressors, and there'll be some in that group who have more of a neutral stance towards their oppressors. Everybody in that group who all feel differently, you guys are allowed to have your feelings. Okay, I'm not here to radicalize anybody because most people don't have the range and they'll never be able to do it how I do it anyway. But we need to hold space for the women who hate men because it's okay to hate people that kill you. I think that sounds fair in my opinion.
I remember I saw a comment on my one of my videos, and I feel like it was a man that commented, or probably a woman. I really don't know. I can't tell. And it was like, "You all are, you all on this comment section. You all hate men. This channel is promoting hatred to men and all of that." But I was like, hatred to men? I've never said I hate men. I've never, for once, opened my mouth and say I hate men. There are some things that some men will do that will clap for them, will appreciate. But there are some that when they do nonsense, will call out their BS. And that's what we do here. So where do we put women that hate men that reinforce patriarchy? Where do where is it, first of all, is it even okay to hate men that reinforce patriarchy? Is it okay? Let me know your thoughts about this down in the comment section. I just have a few stitches to share with you also. Sit down, relax, and continue watching while we watch the stitches together.
I don't hate men. I hate men who reinforce patriarchy. But
Okay, so there's a couple problems that I have with this. Um, One, the idea that we can hate men because most men perpetuate patriarchy is kind of silly because in that case, then I can hate most women because most women do that as well. That's why patriarchy is so pervasive in our society. Men get patriarchal thinking from their mothers and their fathers and their friends and their female partners and their female friends, etc., 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 and their male friends. They get it from everywhere. They get it from all over society. It's why men are so patriarchal. So that's for one. And then for two, I don't know within the modern first world it makes any sense to say that men are an oppressive class over women. I think women definitely face oppression for being women, just like men face certain forms of oppression for being men. But I don't necessarily think that means men are an oppressive class over women. I think in the modern age where women are starting to out earn men, where people my age, which are 20 or so, um, women are starting to, well, not even starting to, they just straight up are earning more college degrees uh, than men nowadays. Men, I mean, women tend to be happier than men. They tend to like just be doing better in life in general. I don't know how we can say in this current society, in the current first world society, meaning America and the UK, that's what I'm talking about. I don't know how we can say men are in a oppressive class over women. I mean, the modern man doesn't have any power over women. That's partially why incels are so upset. They can feel the lack of power. It makes them angry. That's why they want to take your rights away and throw you back into the kitchen. It's making them upset that they don't have any power over you. That's the problem to them. So I just don't think that really makes sense.
I don't hate men. I hate men who reinforce patriarchy.
Okay, yo, if you have not watched that video, you definitely should, because not a single lie was told. And I think it also touches on one of the main reasons why I dislike men's rights activists so much, mainly because they just don't listen. I mean, firstly, they don't understand what feminism is even actually about. They just think it's a bunch of blue-haired Hillary Clinton stans, which is not even a surface-level understanding of the movement. But also because they don't even understand the root causes of the issues that they claim to care about. And the frustrating part about listening to these dudes speak is if they actually cared about solving the problems that they talk about, they would be for abolishing capitalism, abolishing white supremacy, and abolishing patriarchy, which are all things that feminists advocate for. And not to mention, the very first thing that the original content creator says is they don't hate men, they hate men who perpetuate patriarchy. And what's ironic about that is patriarchy also harms men. Now, of course, it's frustrating that I have to bring that up to get people to care, but I digress. And just to be clear, because I know there's going to be a lot of dudes in my comment section wanting to say something, I'm not perfect. None of us are. We all have a lot of work to do in regards to dismantling systemic brainwashing, but at the very least, you have to take those steps, my dog. And also, just a quick side note, I really love at the end when she talks about how it's okay for the oppressed to feel some type of way about their oppressor. And of course, we understand that there's going to be people who feel some type of way about that point, which is sad, because why are you more upset with the oppressed people's reaction to how the oppressor is treating them, as opposed to being upset about how the oppressor is treating the oppressed group to begin with? You get me? Like, I've heard so much men be upset with the phrase, all men. And it's like, have you ever thought about why people would say that? Do you ever listen to what the people who say that phrase have to say about the things that they go through and deal with? Remember what I said earlier about working to dismantle systemic brainwashing? Exactly. Have a nice day.
I don't hate men. I hate men who reinforce patriarchy.
This video does a great job articulating something that, I have not been able to put into words myself. Patriarchy does not come naturally to men. It is taught and it is practiced. There is not some instinctual drive that makes men horrible. It is a choice that they make. Saying I hate men, the institution, because I don't feel safe in the world with them in charge, is not misandrist. Saying that men can't help but be predators, or saying that the patriarchy is the natural state of men, that is misandrist. Not only that, but you're letting them off the hook to behave however they want. Testosterone doesn't make you stupid. It doesn't make you mean. It makes you hairy.
I hate men who reinforce patriarchy, but that's most men. See, this is how to explain divestment. People think that divestment is black women not dating black men, but what divestment is vetting men the same way every other race of women vets men. So, when we start doing that, you find that there aren't a lot of black men as optioned until it appears we hate black men. We don't hate them, we're not looking for them. Most of them. Because they're not they're not doing what they're supposed to do. So, as a divested woman, there's still a chance that you would see me dating a black man. So I don't want people, because people see black women with black men and now they roll their eyes when they're in a certain part of the divestment game, because it is a part of it. It's part of the journey. And they're just like, oh, a Pookie, oh, a Ray Ray. And it's just not the case. at the end of the day, like we say, oh, the unicorn, a unicorn. I don't know if unicorn's a proper term, because the kind of men that us divested black women are looking for are available in black men, but the numbers are so small, again, that you would think we're just like swirlers. Swirlers only date outside their race. Divested women, we're vetting you hard body. So you could be black, you could be white, you could be anything, but you better have certain things together.
I agree with one of the stitches, if that makes sense. She was saying that these men were taught how to behave this way. They've put it in their head while they were growing up, like this is how you're supposed to behave. So when they are doing it, it's like a normal thing, like this is how I'm supposed to do, this is how I'm supposed to do. And that makes no sense, because women are waking up to see that they do not deserve some BS from some men, and they are speaking out. Most black men reinforce patriarchy, like they do. They are the ones that always want to do 50-50. They are the ones that always want to turn their wives to slave inside house. They are the ones that marry just because of marriage sake, not because they want to have a companionship. They are the ones that want to use their wives as baby making machine. And when you talk and say you want to be child free, they are still the ones that will come and say women are not happy, women that don't have children, and this, that they are miserable. They are still the ones that go out to rape women. They are still the ones that still go out to... There's a video I posted that the woman's daughter, her husband was sleeping with her. Most of them are like that. And come think of African men too. I feel like they are even worse than American men, because these ones, they are worse. The kind of entitlement that these African men have towards their wives, their girlfriend, even their siblings, to any girl entirely, it's crazy. Sometimes you don't even have a say. You can't talk as a woman. Like, you just have to just let it go and just walk away, because the way they will gather you and start talking to you anyhow, you will feel very somehow. So it's okay for me, it's okay to hate men that reinforce patriarchy, so that most of them, I know some of, like one of the guys that still says like they're not perfect, it's a work in progress, we can work towards it, and when we see the little ones that are growing try to change, fine, no problem, it's okay. But if most of them are still going to remain like this, women are going to not need men anymore, because the way they've painted men to be, like the old society, they've made it look like it's women that needs men. But the way it's looking like now, women can do without man, but a man cannot do without a woman. Like, it's not possible. Well, that's the little I have to say. Let me know your thoughts about this down in the comment section. I'd like to hear your opinion. Do you think it's okay to hate men that reinforce patriarchy? Do you think it's not okay? What is your take about men like that? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Thank you so much for sticking around to this point. I hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe and all of that good stuff. And of course, I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.